Yes, the work of a local government, the job of a local government, the jingle you just saw, you get to see a huge pothole here on the road in local government, and people started having one form of accident or the other. Immediately they went to the local government to report, and respite was sought after, and it was given to those people on the road was like, cleared of pothole. The power of the local government, grassroots government closest to the people, because anyone in local government can just walk up to the local government office to lay one complaint or the other, and it is expedient that that complaint is taken care of ASAP. You can walk to your councillor, this is what is going on, so you need to do something about it. You forward it to the chairman and all that, the closest to the people. And of course, haven't recognized that for a long time, for a while, the Edo State government choose to conduct local government election. It took place yesterday, and many persons have so much stories to tell. Well, I have my analysts already here with me in the studio to be sharing their experience in yesterday's local government election. I'd like to start my introduction from my extreme left. He is a vibrant, youth politician, political analyst, and entrepreneur. Join me to welcome, yes, Festus Eki. That your name is too long. Eki, what again?
Festus Eki Noyomado.
Eki Noyomado.
Eki Noyomado.
That's a sentence, But I like the name.
Good morning, viewers.
All right. So welcome to TMI, Sunday's edition. A legal practitioner. He's totally apolitical. It was like, well, I don't belong to any political party, but I have an experience in the election, and I have a lot to say about it. Join me to welcome Barrister Greg. Welcome to
thank you very
TMI.
much for the invitation.
All right.
I'm very grateful.
All right. So very close to me, he is a youth mobilizer, an entrepreneur, a politician, a political analyst. And of course, one of the chieftains in the political party, I wouldn't want to mention it, when he starts analyzing, you get to know his stuff. Join me to welcome Samuel Ehigato, a.k.a. Aras. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Listen, good morning.
All right.
And good morning, viewers. I'm
coming straight to you, Festus. You were there in the field yesterday. You were there in your units. And despite the fact that you have interest in politics, you are also a member of a rights group in Edo State. I believe that the election conducted thus far, you have your own opinion, you have your own views because you were there in the field. Review of the just concluded LG election. What's your own perception of the election that just was concluded yesterday?
When you say review of the just concluded election, that is to say election was conducted, but let me make a correction. I don't know if you take it, but you have to. That wasn't an election, because in an election, people are given the right to choose their candidates, and materials will be on ground on time. Security will be on ground, not talks. A situation whereby we conducted an election according to you yesterday, and it looked like we are in a banana republic. We are in a community where one man can just tell everybody this is what I want. And because the man is influential, powerful, has immunity, his words becomes order. That, to me, is not an election. I guess it's a lot of us, politicians, youth, even human rights, were very, very sad yesterday seeing the outcome of an election organized by a technocrat who many persons believe should be able to take us closer to where we are heading as a state. When you see people complain about government, they are not just complaining about government policies alone. When government begins to act with impunity, is the sad thing. Now, let me use my own polling unit, for example. Material got there at about after 1. A lot of persons have left. And when the material came in less than 30 minutes, the young man was like, well, I want to go, I'm done. You understand a situation whereby even the level of accreditation yesterday, many of us were laughing. Reasons why we're laughing, because this is not what we expected from ESSEC. I once contested to be a local government chairman, and I will even tell you that election, the first election Obaseki conducted was far better compared to this. This one was nothing close to an election.
But that's your own opinion.
From your own,
hold on now, you were your own units.
Not just my unit.
Because you were not there. Okay, are you around the 18 local government areas in Edo State? Yeah.
Ward 10 ago, got material late. Ward 5 ago, my own ward, got material late. Then there are areas in Ward 10, Ward 5, Ward 6, Ward 4, from Ward 1, that there was no material at all. So what they did was, they check, if these people are having power in this area, the material is not going there at all. It was a deliberate act to disenfranchise a lot of persons. Material did not arrive in some polling unit. In my ward, we have 35 units, and material got to less than 10 in the 35 units. So what are you saying? Is that an election? No. That is not an election. What they did was just come, do their calculation. These people have power here. They are going to have more strength if we allow them to vote there. This election, we are not going to win it. And what baffled me most is this. You see these people, they are doing it and they are celebrating. If your party do something close, all of them will not run out and be saying, no, it's not fair. Justice for this one, justice for that one. As a Nigerian, I keep telling our youth, like what I told some of them at the polling unit yesterday, whenever you encourage irregularities, tomorrow that same thing you encourage may work against you. I see a lot of youths, I don't want to call party, I don't want to mention party. I see a lot of youths, agents of their party, they were dancing, so we're happy. Even before the election, telling you it's 18 over 18. It's okay. Tomorrow, you are going to be in the other side. Now, you are in the side of those doing it. Even while you think your party win, something you need to do, try as much as possible to speak against every ill that is being done to humanity. Your party have won through the back door. That is what I believe, because it was a backdoor election.
No, well, okay. Anyway, ESSEC haven't called the results here, so we don't know who's
okay, now there was a clip
yes.
I have. If you allow me to play it, I'll play it here for you. Where someone was calling a party, got there and he said PDP 1 million in a local government. A returning officer. I saw it. And people were happy. That's the height of fooling.
Okay.
For you to say in a local government,
this one say watch your
1 million votes.
You don't need to insult anybody.
No, what I'm saying is, please. I'm not talking about any party here.
Yes.
We're talking about the folly of our people, the foolishness of some of our persons, our friends, our neighbors. There is no way we are going to separate we as politicians from ourselves. We are all interrelated. When I contested, then I was in the Green Party, I contested against the party I am today, APC. The chairman that won, that they said won then, was from APC. Now I'm in APC. So I'm not trying to say this party is good, this party is bad, this party is not. No.
So it's all about the system.
It's all about the system.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Barrister Greg, you heard him from his own experience, because though in other climes it was peaceful, even the governor attested to that in his own unit. You get to see the clip, you get to see persons in order going out there to exercise a franchise. The crowd was much there. You can see the clip. He said yes in his own unit, because he's just a single, he's a single man. Okay, well, I don't mean he's not my main single as an individual that wanted to exercise his own franchise. Where he got to, he saw people, everything was in order. He went there, he voted, he spoke for what he saw that was peaceful. He's not everywhere. You understand, he's not omnipresent, so to speak. But from the report Festus gave, it's like in his own end, things were not the way it ought to be when you talk about election. So what's your experience?
Well, the election generally in the state was marked by political apathy as to the level of the turnout of the voters and electorate. The people were not really having an interest in view of the antecedents and the peculiarities of how elections is being conducted in Nigeria. So in that, a number of persons refused to turn up for the election in the state. However, ordinarily a local government election would have even be the most election where the turnout would have been the highest, looking at the importance of a local government administration, a local government council being the nearest government to the citizens. But in yesterday's election, the turnout was very low. And again, there was issue of late arrival of materials in most of the centers, which supposed not to be. INEC, Edo State Independent Electoral Commission, in town without number, assures the Edo people that they are going to conduct an inch-free election. But what we were seeing yesterday was a different ball game. So, on the whole, the election was filled with irregularities. So many, there were protests by some opposition parties because the rules of engagement were not complied with as to election. Local government is a creation of the Constitution. Local government election by Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution allows an elected, democratically elected council. But what we are seeing is not different from the previous elections. We were expecting an election wherein the citizens would have been given the opportunity to express or to make their choice. But what we were seeing yesterday was a different situation. And this is not far from the bad political culture that the politicians in this country have cultivated over the years. The political godfathers and grandators, they will not allow the process to say through. They will have to interfere because they have got some political gossip. So the outcome of the election, truly, although there was an election, some person will say there was no election. Yesterday was scheduled for the council election. It held, but it was not proper. There was a lot of challenges in the course of the election.
All right. We'll take a look at those challenges as we talk further. Well, in Edo North, you will take a look at the units of Deputy Governor. He said it was peaceful because from where he was yesterday, the people came out to vote. no rancor, no fight, no quarrel. He went out there and casted his vote, exercised his franchise. And the story also is not far from what the governor said in his own unit, because I'm talking about the unit they went to vote. All right. I won't mention the top men experience in Edo State, or number one, number two man in Edo State. Araz, you are a mobilizer. You are a party man. And of course, you have a stake, or let's say you had a stake in the election. So what's your experience?
Thank you very much, Wilson. I will start with the statement you made that the number one man and the number two man would definitely tell you the election was peaceful.
In their units?
Would definitely tell you the election was perfect. It is still their own opinion. But if you want to judge an election, you judge election by the majority opinion of what happens. What we had yesterday, for me, I will agree with my brother Eke. There was no election in Edo State.
But it was election.
There was called to be an election.
People came out to vote.
There was called to be an election.
So there was an election.
Listen, the people obliged to come and vote. The people chooses to come and choose their representative in the local government election. The people have campaigned immensely. The people have spent their resources that they want to govern the local government in the interest of the people. For that purpose, candidates came out from different parties. From what I saw yesterday, I think I was most disappointed because I knew there would be an executive actions, which is always common with local government election. But what happened yesterday was like bringing Nigeria, not only Edo State, electoral process, back to 30 years. Back to 30 years. Well, you know, we've known ourselves for a long time. I keep telling you one thing. We were in the process that, in the electoral process of Nigeria, where people come, they shoot gun, they steal the ballot box, they go away. You know, we crossed that section. We now went into the monitoring electoral process of buying of votes. We are now praying, due to this last election that happened, the presidential election, the finance did not play much role. So we're now praying we are going to an electoral where you say one man, one vote. The choice of the people will lead the people. But what happened yesterday was we were taking back 30 years. I was ashamed. I was among the monitoring security unit of APC to monitor my ward. My ward is Ward 2, Oredo, with 88 units. Listen, 88 units. Right from the coalition center, we have our security, party security there, to monitor the sorting, to monitor the disbursement of these materials to the coalition centers, which we started calling from 8 o'clock till around 1:30. The information we always get was they are still sorting the material. Material that's supposed to be in feed 8 o'clock. We are sorted, still sorted at 1:30 p.m.
At 1:30 p.m.
Listen, when elections to close by 2 p.m., the first question you ask, were these people ready to really conduct an election? Because if we were ready to conduct an election, we have seen many elections. Even when we see delay of materials, finally they come by 9 o'clock or by 10 o'clock, we can have understanding because of logistic problem. Based on the rural area, sometimes before you get there, the roads and all those things, it can delay to some letting hours. But not 1:30 the material or 1 o'clock the material are still in the coalition centers. And when finally the material now started leaving the collection centers, we started seeing things. I said, it takes us back to 30 years. Material were taken away to coalitions, to voting centers. You see talks with guns, sporadically shooting, throwing the ESSEC official out of the bus, putting operatives. I'm a member of the operative. I was disappointed. You know, I advocated then. I said, normally they should use vigilante also for the election in some spots because they know the area, they know all those good, bad and good. But what was done with them yesterday was a sham.
But some said that these are just thugs that put on the uniform of vigilantes.
It's possible.
That they are not just vigilantes, they are just thugs.
Let's assume, okay. Listen, let's assume they were thugs putting on vigilante uniform, coordinated by head of the government cars.
Oh, hold on, Nana. This is
sir. You just
cannot allege.
I have video.
You cannot allege
of the government house.
You cannot allege that.
Listen, I have a video of the. I should play it here. Can play it. Your people can play it of a coastal bus from the government house. Nobody can take it from me not to speak the truth. Not ITV, not NBC. What I saw with my eye, and I videoed them all at my phones. They threw out the ESSEC official out. They occupied the bus. They took the materials away. The next order they gave to the boss, take it to government house.
Were you there?
I was there at Georgida, Ward 2, Oredo.
Can you collaborate to stay with another witness?
There are a lot of witnesses you want to listen. My chairmanship candidate was there too. Honorable Elema Osenige was there. He challenged them. Why would they take the material to government house? They told him he should keep quiet and go to one side.
And we will go and verify this story.
Thank you. I have the videos.
We will go
if you want to verify them, I'll give it to you.
Don't worry.
Because
right now, it is like your word against.
Check your WhatsApp. Maybe I will send you some videos on WhatsApp.
If the video is here, why not just play it?
You can play it on my phones.
All right.
So listen. After that, we now proceed forward to escort our own word material now. I have to move to go and wait, and I told 3 of my boys, follow the bus. On the way, listen, the bus was hijacked. ESSEC was thrown away. The material disappeared.
You experienced this in the field?
Shit, listen. I said I felt ashamed that we were brought back to 30 years back elections.
Okay.
That we thought we have gone back beyond. Wait, we said, I will finish. Wait, listen, let me finish something. In this process of the transportation of the material, before we go deeper how the election took place. Then we got to the situation that out of 88 units in my ward, Oredo Ward 2, only 10 units got materials. Only 10 units got materials. 78 units was disenfranchised. The whole of Iyekogba, anything from Ogbazu down, never saw what is called material in their eyes. The whole of Iriri down to Obazagbo never knew what material is. They were all sitting down, elderly men. They now had to consult themselves, drinking and entertaining themselves because the cold, there was rain. So the women have to even be going home. I drove around units. I moved from unit to unit. Listen. I drove from unit to unit. We were videoing the whole situations. If you want to make a report, listen, on this, just concluded as you claim, go outside.
All right, calm down.
Get videos.
Calm down.
Get reports from people.
All right.
The common man, but not what politicians of one particular party going to tell you that it is what happened.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you,
a shame.
Samuel. Because it's like now your word against
it was a shame.
Now is not here. Some person ought to say what is true or not. It's good for us to hear from both parts.
you allege that some men
not alleging their videos.
donned a vigilante uniform because the uniform came out to hijack ballot boxes, threw away the HX staff and all that. This is just you saying it. So you have it in video, not to worry. Later, I'll see. Go to the video and see if it's like, correct. But before that, let's continue with this discussion. He gave serious allegations, said he was there. He saw what happened. There was a hijack. And so many units, they didn't even get materials to vote. Some allege that in some units, no HCX staff were on the ground to conduct election. Is it a systemic thing or is just a party thing, Eki?
When you check the country we are into, there is this theory of, if this man can do it and succeed, I should do it. I'm a realist. I guess I've said this before. And it would be ill of me to start playing politics where I see things being done wrongly and I refuse to speak against it. As a man, you are not just a man by virtue of your physique or endowment. You become a man by your mental capability. From what he has said and from the question you are asking, you should know that only a few states in Nigeria have conducted local government election and opposition won. That is on ground. But what baffles me most is this. Let me be very, very, very pointer here. The man in charge of the state is Excellency Godwin Obaseki. By now, should have come to address Nigeria, Edo State indigenes, the Edolites, about what would they call election that I and a group of others said that wasn't an election. Do you know why I'm saying this? Our governor is an intellectual, a man who have gathered experience from the business world, coming into politics. You should act different. But if by virtue of all standards, all measurements, people you put in the helm of affairs to coordinate things are doing it in the other way, they are going to rob you. That's where your intellectuality comes in. I can't make you an exec 001 and you conduct an election like this and you still remain. What I would have loved us to do is to actually bring some videos and start playing it so that you see what happened. I'm not saying it because I'm a member of the All Progressive Congress, like maybe the result will be is going to favor my party or not. I'm saying it as a concerned Edolite, as a man that wishes for the betterment of his state. And let me shock you, if I'm in a party and this kind of an election happened, I will come and speak against my party.
Straight away.
If you like, come out and tell me, no, this, that. I told you something some time ago that the president, which we voted for, we work for him. I, as an individual, have given him 6 months and see what he's going to do. If he refuses to do the needful, I will not be ashamed to say this man is not working now. This man wants to kill us. You know why? My integrity can't be bought by a party. So, let's forget about don't speak this, don't say this, allege or not allege. Mr. Wincy, like what he said before, what Barrister said, the number one problem we have in Nigeria starts from the local government. I don't blame the governors when they misbehave at times. In general, the 36 governors we have, I don't blame them. You know why? The Constitution gives them that right to do so. What stops the federal government from giving local government full autonomy? That if an election is to be conducted being on a local basis, it should be universal. When I use the word universal, the way the normal governorship election is conducted. Not vacuum in office, But we have vacuums in offices of all the local government in Nigeria. Only a few states will tell you that this tenure, their term is going to expire next month. Okay, next month will be election. Even while you make 2 months vacuum, it's a vacuum. Nigeria begins to retrogress when we pay less attention to the grassroots. It is a problematic theory if you want to check that where you have 3 major political parties bringing out candidates, you check these 3 candidates and the list, the one that is incoherent when it comes to ideology, one that does not even understand the local government he or she wants to rule, will be the one to win. You know, when you go to campaign to people, you bring out your manifesto, your agenda. A man that understands will tell you, even if this man is from my party, I will not vote for this man. Not because he doesn't want his party to win. Because he has been able to check and digest that this man, even while he's from my party, is talking rubbish. When I contested, I got to a place in Uselu that has the family house of the former local government chairman. And that area was almost cut off by a gully. And I was like, Bena, yeah, this former local government chairman, Papa has there now. You know what that implies? When you force people, or when people force themselves on you to rule you, they don't even know the people they are ruling.
The relevance.
That's the type of election that happened, according to you said election that happened. Do you know if this election was free and fair, PDP will still win majority?
In some places, yes.
Let me shock you, they campaign most. They campaign most among the 3 major political parties that feature candidates. They campaign most. They will still win and they will still lose. And that is the beauty of democracy. It's not all about you win all through. Let's assume APC had all the members in the red chamber. Is that democracy again? No. Are you going to tell me other parties that feature candidates, their candidates wearing good? Or you go to the Hollow chamber, the green chamber, again, SPC, all through. The 36 state governors. All APC. Are we heading anywhere as a country? No. So, let the governor, a man that understands himself. I am not his fan. I tell people, when I'm to judge him in a scale of 1 to 10, I know where to put him. I will not see that this man is not my party man. I did not vote for him. Now he's doing something that is within the context of good nature. I will say no.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Please, Uncle.
Wincy.
Uncle.
Let the governor sit down and ask himself some questions. What are we going to remember him for after now?
Okay. I'll come back to you. Systematic things. Some are saying these things encountered yesterday didn't come as a surprise to them. Others are saying there would have been a change, sort of, in the narrative. While very few are of the opinion that whether you like it or not, winner will always take it all, as against what Eki said, you win some, you lose some. What is fundamentally wrong with the local government election, the way it's conducted in Nigeria? Speaking generally right now, Nigeria as a country, Barrister.
Yes. Okay, let me dive into the question you raised. I wanted to react to the issue of allegation.
Yes.
My co-panelists raised that he saw cases of weird election materials were taken away and a whole lot of things that he saw. Yes, there are procedures. Snatching of electoral material is one of the electoral offenses. So he has to complain to the appropriate quarters as to that. And again, the issue you raise, when you are looking at our political culture, which has to do with our political norms and values, over the years, the process of acquiring political culture, which is what we call political socialization, the citizens of this nation, we are being imbibed with the wrong political culture, wherein you see one man has control over elections for their own selfish interest. Ordinarily, election would have been based on the issues on ground, would have been based on issues that borders on development. But what we are seeing is partisan politics. They don't have the interest of the people at heart. The state governor, the state government has, by constitution, has exclusive right to conduct local government election. The state electoral commission is appointed by the governor of the state to conduct the election. So, what we saw, we were expecting the local government ESEC to use beavers and card reader, but that was jettisoned.
But they said beavers is in court because of the presidential tribunal thing. That's what might be the reason.
Yes.
So let's go ahead.
Yes, it shouldn't be a reason, because a local government election would also be an avenue
to test the beavers,
to experiment the efficacy of the beavers and card reader. But it was not done. So I'm not really comfortable with that by the INEC, because we are in the era of e-government, where everything is...
No, not INEC, now ESEC.
ESEC,
yes.
As the case may be, you know, the electoral body.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're in the era of e-government. So they would have embraced the electronic means of voting. That would have minimized all these issues. For example, the issues of no availability of materials and etc. So that is my whole submission.
All right. Well, some are saying if you're not in the winning political party or the winning side of the winning political party, you may have this opinion that after all, when you were there, when another political party was in charge, that this same thing you complained of, your political party did the same.
Listen, I'll correct that impression.
Yes.
Do you know I want to say correct that impression? When Adams Oshomole won 18/18,
yes,
he was very, very popular. He was very, very loved by the people of Edo State.
But we still report also what you said.
Sir, correction.
Boss now
I want
change.
to correct, never.
Vote buying.
Never, it never happened then. Listen to me. then we were in the era of vote buying. I keep letting you know something. We have been on different stages in our electoral process in Nigeria. Let us not be deceiving ourselves, Wilson, by comparing what have happened in 30 years to what is happening in the present age. We are making the highest mistake. Our electoral process is supposed to be a developing process. We should be educating our people, enlightening our people to give a better electoral process, not bringing us back to electoral process that we have abandoned, that we thought we have grown past. So when you are telling me you are going back to your party did this, listen, 20 years back, 30 years back, we all knew there was gunshot on electoral grounds. It was who had the supremacy. Even the opposition sometimes have supremacy in some certain area. They snatch the buses and win and cut their results. While the ruling party also has the supremacy in some certain parts and steal the result and call the result. We all knew all this thing passed.
To say it's in the past right now.
We now come to a situation where people were now buying votes because there was a lot of poverty in the country. We now go to the era of cashless policy, where buying a vote become irrelevant. Where many Nigerians are so, I cannot sell my vote for 4 years for 5,000 naira or for 2,000 naira. The consciousness is already there. And now we are expecting an election to be conducted by, as my brother said, a technocrat. A man ascertained to be a Christian. A man that have gone processes of economical process of education, because he has been in the business world, he has ruled companies, he knows the ability to carry staffs along. Now you're not a politician. What suddenly take that ability to manage the people you gave responsibility to? Because he's the chief security officer of the state. I believe nothing happening in Edo State that the chief security officer of the Edo State does not know about. A denier will be a denier of intelligence reports. Because as yesterday, the DSS were everywhere, the police were everywhere, the immigration was everywhere, the customs were everywhere. Those customs, those policemen, they suffered yesterday. Many of them were there 8 o'clock without food, without water, waiting for materials. So that it does not go to what happened yesterday as intelligence report, Wilson. And your staffs, because if you don't want to watch my own video, your staffs and the BTV staffs, NTA staffs, they were all around yesterday as monitoring too. I believe the ITV came to nothing less than twice. They first came around 10 o'clock, believing the process must have begun. They met me in the polling unit. I told them we are still waiting for material. They left, they said, okay, Paul, we'll come back later again. They came back, I think, around after 1. We were still waiting for material. Ask your ITV staff that we're going around. At what happened. They left there to other wards. Because they told me, we are going to Ward 3 to also check if those sites have begun. Because those are closer to the city, a little bit more. So, it is not something that we will deceive ourselves. We don't know what happened yesterday. Every citizen yesterday was disgraced by the electoral shamble. Every city was disgraced. Elderly people.
No, you cannot listen. You cannot say everyone.
I said many of those citizens were disgraced. So let me put it majority.
When you say majority,
when I say majority,
yes.
If out of 88 units, only 10 units got materials, that means 90% were called they are not humans. They were called they don't have values. I tell you, I moved from communities to communities where units were. I saw elders, enogies. I saw Ojonways. I saw elderly women with their card. I videoed them. We sing. Elderly people. Sitting since 8 o'clock. That could be your mother. That could be your father. Waiting for materials to give their own vote. It could be that it's you they want to even give it to. You don't even know. But you assumed political calculation. This side, this person have popularity. If the material gets there, there's no way we can win this election. This side, our candidates have popularity. So this side, we should take material there. That was what was done with him. In Ward 3, as big as Garrick Memorial, with almost about 4 units, no material ever saw the light of the day there. This is a school along Ekewan Road, opposite the university. Go to the university students that are voting there. Go and ask them if they were able to vote yesterday. Listen, I'm not the one to tell you the stories.
All right. I'll come back to you.
So a lot of things happen that,
okay.
I still repeat, if the executive governor, which we most respect, because he's there as the governor, we have no choice. When you are there, put by the people, we must give you that respect. If you want to do the needful to satisfy the heart of Edo people, it should not compromise justice.
Okay.
And not to compromise justice means that election yesterday done should be cancelled.
I'll come back to you. Your own suggestion, your own opinion. You said you suggest
for justice. It's a suggestion for justice.
For justice, it should be
and equity.
Well, for the breaking news right now, according to what you can see, a crawling in a crowbar of PDP, the local government, they won the election. Yes, they won the election in the 18 local government. Talking about the chairman, you can see there, breaking news. It's like EDSEC has released the result, and PDP scored 18 over 18. For all this reading, PDP wins all chairmanship position in Edo local government elections, starting from various local government, various wards, various units. From calculation, it's a tsunami. It's a landslide victory. It's undisputed that they won the election. Eki, that's the results. That's the results. And unless you want to go to court, you can't contest. You can't contest the results. What do you have to say about this? It's out already.
What were you waiting?
When were you expecting to be called?
What were you expecting to happen?
After what happened, what were you expecting?
When they checked that, this evening.
So it's beyond that the election has been conducted.
Yes.
And there must also be a winner.
A winner, yeah.
And ESEC has the right to also declare the results of the candidates.
Yeah. Give it to them, yes.
Yes. Like you rightly said, any parties or persons who by one way or the other, directly or indirectly, have agreed, have not certified with the results, they can
go to court.
Yes. They are right.
Yes. So
that the lawyers who could also
that's good.
Definitely.
That's good.
It's a system.
It's a system.
It's a feedback.
That's the truth. Yeah.
They're going to make their money.
You know what the problem is? They are going to take you through the court processes for more than 2 years.
But now we have speedy dispensation of justice.
Yes, speedy or no speedy. This one is not federal matter. It's still on the state level. So they will take you for 2 years. You spend another money. If the evidence are so glaring that you won, they will ask, okay, you go now just for a month. After 1 month, the governor will wake up one day and say, local government dissolved. I don't know if you are getting it. So you see, the problem is not just the governors. Let me be more realistic. If we must have a functioning local government system, the law that establish the local government should be reviewed. And that is what we are going to face soon. And I am so confident that we are starting the fight soonest, because I was a victim of this same circumstance, 2017. The person that they said won against me did not even know he got local government. By virtue of mental balance, intelligence and all, this person is still far behind. I have the great agenda, which up to today is still workable. These people don't give you agenda. The governor will just say, we can't talk to this one. And the main reason why governors are after the local government is not because they actually want you, their brother, to be the chairman. No. They are putting people they can control because of the money coming to the local government. So when I see people
they can control.
Yes. You were chosen by the governor to be the local government chairman of Oredo. The governor controls you.
Simple.
When they bring 2 billion to your local government, the money goes straight to the state account. Even if the governor did not give you any amount, you won't talk. Okay. That's why there are times you hear some local government chairman trying to speak. Before you know, they remove that person. So what they are doing is not actually because of a political reason. It's a selfish reason. It's not just all about the party or politics.
And this cuts across 36 states of the federation.
Yes. I'm not going to say because it's my state or my party did not win. The party that I am now, I contested against them, the APC. I lost. And it was 18/18 then also. It was this same Obaseki that conducted the election. He was a governor. Now he's in PDP, the same thing is happening. So you see that when it comes to the local government of a thing, it's not about the party, it's not about the governor. Not until the local government exists, just the way the state is existing, we're going to have this problem continuously. Not until we have an election into the local government chairmanship, councillor being coordinated by INEC, we're going to have a repeat of this same thing. Because these governors, if they can't get hold of their local government chairman, they're in problem. And the reason why developments are far from us is because they control these people. There are local government chairmen that can't do some project. If you want to do it, the governor will call you and say, where you want to see money doing? I don't know if you're getting this whole scenario. Why they are operating on their own level of independence, these chairmen don't. So when you see this result that they are screwing now, it's 18, yes, it's okay. But you know what just happened? The people of Edo State have attracted another retrogressive politics to themselves. Not until there is competition in politics. Don't expect some persons to work. There are humans you must push for them to activate. Now we are going to have chairmen that are controlled by the governors. We are going to have chairmen that are answerable not to their people, but to the governor. So where is development coming from? Where are you going to see development? The governor will tell you no money and you are going to believe him. Unlike you, being a Labour Party man and you won. When the governor is telling you no money, then you're going to ask the governor at times, sir, last 2 months, okay, let me use July. Yeah, I guess July. The local government council, all the local government council, the money that was shared to them was 270-something plus billion. So there is no way the governor will tell you that no, the right figure that came to your council, that there is no money for you to work. So we have attracted another 3 years of backwardness.
He said 30 years of backwardness.
No, what I mean is that they have won now. Meaning no development is coming to any local government soon.
To the next 3 years.
But you are not sure. Why would you be projecting that kind of, you know, a prophecy, or will I say projection, because you don't know what they have in the offing? Some may just say you just get sent.
Wednesday.
Yes.
At times, when it comes to politics, some of us don't speak because we just want to speak. We speak because we have checked the caliber of people that they brought out.
Okay.
Do you know I'm coming?
Yeah.
There are things you can't come in for politically. Because I'll tell you to your face, even if it's the governor, I can't be a party to this now. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If they are going to do some things, they will say, well, I'm not let that one be part now. Well, those one not going to like those things. But when they want to do everything and you are there as a politician, understanding that you are just bad. That's why they must call you in anything. Okay. So the people we are having on ground, how many of them actually bring out the manifesto? I was looking at the councillor poster, and he said, youth empowerment. And I laughed. When I checked everything the councillor listed that he was going to do, even the chairman can't do it in this Edo state. In a sane society, that councillor ought not to skate through. But the councillor just skate through because the chairman has skate through. So what I'm going to tell you is, your readiness, your preparedness is what delivers you at times.
All right.
So from what is on ground already, there's not going to be a competition. There's not going to be a pull and a push from different angles. It's going to be Jessa.
Okay. I'll come back to you first. From what you all are saying about the conduct of the local government election, if there's anything to go by, do you think the citizens of Edo State will want to come out again to partake in another local government election after 3 years? Over to you, Barrister.
Yes. It's very pathetic. It's very pathetic and sorry and regrettable that at this stage, elections in Nigeria, there's nothing to write home about all the elections. The politicians always hijack the elections for their own personal aggrandizement and selfish interest at the detriment of the suffering masses. Yes, political apathy in the country is going to escalate. People are no longer interested in politics, in voting, because often their vote don't count. Their vote does not count. Somebody, a person, a voter, an electorate will go to his unit. He will stay up to 7 hours. There will not be electoral materials. And even when he casts his vote, it doesn't count. It is often said that the people that cast the vote don't decide the election or the result of the election, but rather that the people that count the result. So there's going to be, it's very painful that we, the citizens of the country, we are losing interest totally because of the behavior, the dirty behavior of politicians.
Of some politicians, not all of them. Some. Let's not generalize.
Let me not generalize. Yes.
Yes. Some, not all.
Some politicians are dirty. Some politicians. Ordinarily, if in the developed countries, if you are not clean, you don't step into politics. Politics are not meant for talks. politics are meant for men of proven integrity. And of course, even by our constitution, one of the requirements for qualification as a candidate for election is you're supposed to be a man of integrity.
Impeccable character.
Impeccable. But here what we're seeing is different. The politicians, they do all sorts of things. It's quite unfortunate that the election has come and gone, but the history is also written that the election was not properly conducted. Protests here and there, voters' apathy, late arrival of electoral materials. Although the election was peaceful.
No casualty.
No casualty. So I salute the governor for that. There was no death recorded. Because ordinarily, why would people be killing themselves? Because of lust for power. Inordinate desire for power. Power that is ephemeral and transient. It's not forever. But some of these politicians, they are educated. But they are, with their desperations, they see election as a do or die affair. It's uncalled for. The life is even short for anybody that will arrogate power to himself. Power belongs to God. So we need to be very careful because of posterity. So I am not happy with the outcome of the elections. One of the panelists alleges cases of stolen materials. At the end of the day, some of these persons that were not favored, they will also approach the court.
Definitely.
That is an evidence. You know what you are saying? You have a good evidence.
Definitely.
Before you.
When you mentioned the court, he laughed. He said court.
No, court is the last offer for a common man.
And who controls the court?
No. Nobody controls the court.
Are you sure about that?
Very well.
Are you not speaking because you're from the legal section of the society?
If you have your facts, your evidence,
What is it? It's very
you
right.
can present it before the court.
Can present before the court. It's not left for the court to decide.
Okay, all right.
This is my position.
All right. Now, some are saying that whatever we saw transpired yesterday is like a preparation for the bigger one to come, the 2024 governorship election. Is there a relationship between this election or the election that was conducted yesterday and the one that is coming in the future?
Well, listen, there are apparently two different elections. One is to be conducted by the federal body, which is INEC, in 2024, while one is being conducted by EDSEC, which is the state government. And the state government election, as a local government election, I think before the election came, every politician, every party thought it was an opportunity, kind of like a test run towards the 2024. It was supposed to be an opportunity for all the parties to be able to express themselves, how popular they are. But we discovered that the same game of 30 years still played back, that impositions of candidates have taken place, because we have been imposed now with 18 local government chairmen. It's an imposition.
Now, to you, it's an
It was a
imposition.
selection.
To them, it's an election.
It is your opinion, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody have an opinion.
So we need to balance it.
Yeah, there's an opinion. I don't think the 2024 election is going to be like this, because the politicking of governorship is different from politicking of local government. You know, when local government election is coming, almost everybody say, the governor go right hand. We all told you this.
Allegation.
We all alleged this about a
Okay.
few weeks ago.
Yes.
Listen, when I was here. I told you at the end they are going to write it. I said the mightier are going to use their mightier power to make sure they win it all.
But so there was no case of writing here.
It was already
They
a
went out there
prophecy.
to vote. You prophesied, and something else didn't happen.
Listen,
Even when
are you a voter?
they had
Of course
1
I'm a
million
voter.
votes from one unit.
Were you able to
One
vote yesterday?
Local government.
I had to be here to conduct, interviews. So you see,
No, wait, listen.
when you
Listen.
talk about writing of votes, I don't want us to go into that
But is it not
dimension.
possible? Listen.
These are just allegations. You
Not
are not there.
not allegations.
Should I bring my
You are
phone?
not there because right now you are not
One
exceptional.
million,
Listen,
PDP
so
1
please,
million.
So aspect of
let's be
let me even
grounded.
tell you
Let's be
something.
grounded.
Listen, let me even tell you something what you are even missing. I don't even believe in as much as in the the election procedure that the ISEC was even really willing to even compromise. Let me tell you, I believe the ISEC was not ready to compromise. That professor, I want to tell you, listen, because they had a meeting till midnight, and the next day, if the ISEC was ready to compromise, listen, the executive arm of government would have no need to steal ballot box, would have no need to disenfranchise Edo people of their right to vote. There would have been no need of writing results.
You don't have
If the
proof of
ESSEC-
written results.
if
Please, let's
the
be grounded.
ESSEC-
You don't have proof of that. So this are people like you down.
Listen.
You don't
There's
have
a
proof
report.
of it.
Very well.
There's a report in my phone. What problem we have is this from BTV.
Anybody can
Listen
doctor
now.
anything.
They were in this polling unit when the lady came with the bus to vote with the material. And they were now called at that same police. We have not even started voting. They were calling results at the coalition center at Tesako. There's a report of it on BTV. Listen, when I'm talking, I don't assume. It is what I have observed. It is what I have heard. It's what I have seen. I can speak.
We're going to put
I will
it
not
in the
speak.
level of allegation
I
right
will
now
not
because
speak.
you don't have the
I
video
will
of
not-
that.
Because
Anyway.
you will not like
Do I give you the
prove
one I have?
the evidences.
Anyway,
You will
Samuel,
not like to play the evidences we have.
Samuel.
It would have been very good
Yes.
that you say, Mr. Samuel Eigiato, you said this happened. Can you prove it? Then I will say, yes, Mr. Wilson, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to prove it. I will quickly give my phone to your technicians. I only tap 3 videos. Let them just play those 3 videos. And let the whole world watch the video. And then, listen, if you still sit down here and tell me I'm allergic.
okay. I'll come back to
So,
you.
sir, with all due respect, I still repeat, the Edo 2024 election, I think the Edo people will tell this government enough is enough.
I'll come back to you.
Go and
Well,
make it.
I wouldn't want us
They will
to
tell the government
delve
enough is enough.
into the realm
Because many
of
people are very
allegation.
disappointed.
Someone, hold on now. Watch your emotions. Watch your emotions.
Many people are disappointed.
Watch your emotions. Now,
It is painful.
Eki.
It is very painful.
Okay, I wouldn't want us to delve into allegations of result being written or someone being squeezed to announce result because it is what is given to the chairman. That's what he's going to announce. It's not there in the field. They had a meeting till midnight. Yes, something happened. They said, okay, fine. Restriction of movement will be enforced. The following day, there was a counter order, restriction of movement. They gave reasons for that. People to go get food on their table and all that, but can still go out there to vote. There's a good reason for that that balances everything. But for you, you also allege that in a circle that they were conducting the election. What was they trying to get people said they are announcing results?
The coalition center.
I would definitely go out there to find out. So
I'll
let's
check out that
leave
report.
it. Let's
Thank
leave
you.
it at the level, at the realm of allegation.
What he said.
2024 election, Eki.
Before I
And
go to
this-
2024.
hold on, Eki. 2024 election, and this election. Someone saying that there is a connotation. There is a meeting point, so to speak, between this election and the forthcoming election. Is there any relationship?
Quincy, before I go to that 2024, we're in 2023.
Yes.
Give me just 2 minutes. What he said happened in world. What he said also happened in Ward 5, a local government, we were still collating at the unit. We have about, I think Material got about 6-7 units. Meanwhile, at Welu Primary School, they were calling results. It happened.
Reality.
Now, listen, sir. You know where we have problems in this country? The professor that was in charge of ESSEC should be ashamed of himself. If I was to be in his shoe, I will resign immediately. I see some hoodlums hijacking materials or information. Listen, can the prop be everywhere? I am coming, sir. You know the problem we have.
Can the prop be everywhere?
Listen, please, listen.
Be everywhere?
Listen.
It can't be everywhere, listen. So you wouldn't blame him.
But we all came and we're attacking Yakubu. Can Yakubu be everywhere? Why were people attacking him? Because there were videos like what he's saying.
Evidences.
Now, in Nigeria, we don't have honorable men. Permit me to use this. You know why I said we don't have honorable men? This is where honorable have to come in. This is where you have to safeguard your honor. We're not talking about a philosopher here. We're talking about a professor. A man that prophesies in his academical field. Now you sit and you are announcing a result when people are coming with complaints that we did not vote, material did not come. I was expecting today there will be a media conference where the man will apologize first that a lot of units did not get material, and for those units, we are going to have an election for you.
Conducted.
Thank you. See, at times, we look at people and we tell them, even with your degrees, but your attitude, your character, speak opposite. These are situations that make people say it. In Nigeria, people don't resign. No, I'm not going to resign because the money is there. Who is the governor that will tell the professor, do this and you do it? If I can't do your bidding, the next thing is, Oga, I can't be the ESSEC chairman anymore. I'll write a letter to you, give reasons, call a press conference, and drop it.
It's like you have a contract review.
I'm coming, sir.
Yeah,
you know why it's necessary for us to keep telling people to do all these things? We saw in the last presidential election, we had doctors, professors, who were supposed to be returning officers, state returning officers, and all coming out to disgrace themselves. These are academicians, for God's sake. These are people that we leave our children to take care of. These are people that mentor some of us. And at the end of the day, they come with all these irregularities and you see people clapping for them. No, it's saddening us as Nigerians, as academicians. We're not happy to see things like this happening.
All right.
Now, you're talking about 2024. Before we go to 2024, let's solve 2023 problems.
First.
Okay, well, you have a contract review.
Very well. I wish to express my concern over the allegations they have been raising.
Yes.
You see, at the electoral level, that is, you have an opportunity. There is a procedures. When you, in the course of the election, you notice an obvious
infraction
on the electoral process, there are quarters, appropriate quarters, to channel your report. That is one. So ordinarily, I would have, they are also saying...
Okay, Barrister, you just hold on. You just hold on. We want to go for a break. We'll return. We'll continue with this discussion. TMI on this edition, a review of the local government election that took place yesterday is what we are talking about. Don't go away.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. Yes, we're taking a look at the local government election that was conducted yesterday. You get to realize that kudos to the winners, but majority of the citizens in Edo State are not really happy about the way the election was conducted. They have,
apprehension, they have resentment, they have the strong disagreement to the way and manner by which the election was conducted. In some climes, it was peaceful. People came out to vote. But some are saying, how can you, rate an election if only 10% did the right thing and 90% seems to be doing what comes to their mind? And some are saying, no, it's not 20%. Let's say at least 60% did the right thing. Of course, we must surely have some setbacks, about 40%. We should accept the result. After all, this is the local government election. Things shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. How do you feel about this? Well, with you, Barrister Greg, you're giving your own point before we went on that break. Please continue with the point you're making to about appropriate quarters to channel your grievances. Yes. Yes.
Yes. My co-panelists, they are alleging issue of that they were dead, so they have evidence here and there. Ordinarily, they would have also channeled to the before the result was called. There are areas you can also lay your complaint. Yes. Your complaint is serious. It is merit in your complaint. It could also result in the annulment of the election. And that was not done. So coming here to be saying that, I think it's premature with your overwhelming evidence. Yes. But however, I also want to encourage them that the opportunity is still there for them. The court is still open for them. So that they can, their evidence, they can go and to court. They go and prove it. That is what I see in that area. And again, the issue you raise as to the relationship between the present election and 2024. Very well, there's a relationship.
And a meeting point.
Very well. You see, because of what we are seeing, because of the manners and ways elections are being conducted in Nigeria generally, you can come up with your predictions on how the election will go in the future. In 2024 governorship in this state. However, you see, there is going to be a very strong political contest. Yeah, because of the fact that the All Progressive Party, the national level is also involved, unlike the one that they concluded yesterday, they conducted yesterday, that was solely the responsibility of the state government. So it's going to be very, very tough.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive.
All right.
And we are going to see the democracy in that election, unlike what happened yesterday, where in that it was just one way.
All right.
Yes, it was just one way.
Anyway, gentlemen, would have had enough time to really express our views on the piece, but we have to, join, our colleagues down there that will bring into us what is going on in Family Intercessory Ministry to herald the birthday of a colossus of our time, the Isama of Benin, that turned 89. But briefly, 30 seconds each, your last line of the conduct. Eki, quickly.
I want to speak to humanity first, because whatever we do today, we're going to repeat tomorrow. Let's Edolite Nigerians understand that the problem we have, first, is not government, it's we. Right. Because yesterday election was not run solely by the governor, but we, the citizens, were the tools, the materials that were used to destabilize everything.
Thank you so much, Eki.
Yes, in my own conclusion, I wish to see an election that is free and fair in the future, and I wish the ESEC to improve on their strategies.
All right. Thank you. Thank
as
you.
To election,
Thank you. Samuel?
Well, for me, I will also go back a little bit, because my colleague said there are appropriate place to report to. Well, if there are appropriate place to report, I believe the candidates all know what to do on that aspect. And second, that we did not push the matter before the result was announced. In the real process of an election that is very genuine, we all should have seen how the result was called with all the agents of the party standing. You know, the usual way. It is just a funny thing. But Edo people, remain peaceful. Let's keep our hands full and pray for a better election in the future.
Thank you.
We will not go back 30 years back.
Thank you.
We'll go back to the future.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Their opinions is entirely theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV. They spoke their mind on what they experienced yesterday. From what they've been saying, it wasn't a palatable experience for them. But to want a free, fair, credible election, and the local government election is sacrosanct to all other elections. To us, it's the most important election because it has to do with the grassroots. For the cause of the election, how would you rate it? See you same time next week, God willing. Bye for now.